What's up guys, welcome back to Code with Clinton. So in this video I'm going to explain and show you how to configure static files. You understand? So static files in Django represent the CSS and the JavaScript. You understand? So for CSS it helps to style the web applications, and for JavaScript it helps to add some interactivity to the web application. You understand? So in this video I'm going to show you how to configure static files in Django. So without further ado, we are getting started right now. Okay, now we're going to start with the configuration. So I'm going to go down to my VS Code. So here's our project called photo, our Django project called photo. So now I'm going to create a folder called static in the root directory. Understand? Where you can see I'm going to create a new folder called static. Just right click. Understand? So right click and say new folder. I'm going to call this static. Understand? So this static folder is going to be, it's not going to be inside of the app, it's going to be outside. Understand? You can see we have the photo app is outside, so the static folder is in the same directory as the manage.py file we have here. Understand? So after we've done this, now I'm going to create two more folders inside of the static folder. So I'm going to create one called CSS. For our CSS I'm going to create another one called JavaScript. Understand? So I'm going to call this JS. Understand? So this is all I need now. So I have the CSS folder and I also have my JavaScript folder. So that's working perfectly fine. So after we've done this, now I need to make sure that Django knows about this static folder we created. Understand? So go down to your settings.py file and you'll find settings.py file in your Django project called photo. So here is the settings.py file. We have it open already. So now just scroll down to where we have to the bottom of the page, almost at the bottom. Okay, you can see here we're going to configure the static files at this point now. So just go down, create another line. We're going to create another variable called static files directory, static files underscore directory, dirs. It's going to be equal to a list. Understand? So we're going to point down to this static folder we created now. So we're going to simply say base there. This is the base directory of our Django project. Now, and then we are going to do / static, the name of the static folder we created, / this name static. Understand? Static. So we've done that now. Everything is fine. Okay, so now we've added the configuration for the static files in our settings.py file. So that's okay. So now I'm going to show you something now. So now for the blog, for what we are building, we're going to use this template we have here. You understand? We have this template. It's kind of looking like the one we have. You understand? So we're going to use this template for the photo gallery website. Understand? So we're going to have our photos on this part, but this is too big. Understand? This photo we have here is just too big. Later on I'm going to add some custom. I'm going to design this particular aspect of this page to look like this, you understand? So I'm going to make sure it looks like this. So we are going to use this template. Understand? We are going to have this template, so we are going to have our photos on this place, but these stuffs are too big. Understand? We are going to have like 4 or 3 on a row, but for here we're having 2, which is, it's just not looking good now, but I'm going to add some styles, so you're going to see it in the next video. Understand? So now we're also going to have the name of those guys that helps to upload the photos. Understand? We are going to have them on this side. It's going to be awesome. Understand? So everything is going to look very beautiful. Understand? Now, so now what I want to do next, I want to show you how to add this particular page to our Django project. Understand? You have this page, it's looking good, so I'm going to show you how to make sure this stuff gets connected to our Django project. Understand? So now we're going to do that right away now. So right here I have the source code for all this. Here's the source code in this folder, so I'm going to open it. Here's the source code. So if I continue, I'd love to copy out the, so I'd love to get this, the HTML version. So I'm going to open up the HTML with my VS Code. I'm going to open it so I can get the HTML version. Understand? So it's kind of okay. I think it's okay. It's open. It's trying to load up. It's loading. Okay, here's the HTML of the code. So I'm also going to get the CSS and the JavaScript. Understand? So for now, let's get the HTML. Understand? So now here's the HTML. So what I'm going to do now is this. I need to copy out the head section. Understand? The head section is going to be the same throughout all the pages we have on this particular website. Understand? So the head section, this navbar, and the footer will be the same throughout the whole pages. Understand? So I'm going to add this head and footer to the base template we created, understand, in the last video. So this is how we're going to do it now. So I'm going to copy out this head from the nav bar, yeah, from this nav bar now. So I'm going to copy the top. So now we're going to copy it now. So I'm going to go down to my templates, to the base template, so which is base.html. So I'm going to put that just inside, on top, just at the top. At this point I have header, so I'm going to paste it there. So now there is it now, base Control X. After we've done this, now go down to the index.html again. So I'm going to get down the footer section, understand? So the footer where I use, so just from this part down. So I'm going to copy this part, so copy. So I'm going to copy it now and add this into the base template also, because why am I doing this? Because this header and footer are going to be they are going to be available on all the pages, understand? So you need to copy the header and footer and add them to the base template. So now we've done that already, that's fine. You get, so now if I work, so I'm going to make sure I run server right now. So I'm going to simply say work on and work on newbies, name of our virtual environment. So now I'm going to run the server Python manage.py run server. So let's see, our server is kind of coming up. Okay, so our server is currently up and running. So now I'm going to simply open this in the browser. So I'm going to go down to the browser. It's kind of loading. Okay, so now it's currently loaded already. So before we can see anything on the page, we must make sure we put /photo, you understand? Because remember from the last video, /photo. So let's load that. You can see now we have the header and we also have the footer. You can see it's not looking good at all. It's kind of ugly. We are currently on the home page, the index page. You can see it's looking ugly. That's because we've not added our CSS yet. That's because we've not added some static files, you understand? We only configured the static files. We've not added the actual static files yet, you understand? That's why it's looking this ugly, you understand? So now, before I proceed, I would love to make sure that before we can see the home page, you must not put this photo, we must not prefix with photo, you understand? So I'm going to go down to my urls.py file, to the project urls.py file. So now I'm going to remove this photo we have here, just remove it. So now I think it should be fine. So come down here, so whenever you're, so now just remove this and refresh the page, everything should be fine. So everything is working fine now, you understand? So now you can see it's not looking beautiful at all, it's really ugly, you understand? So now before I proceed, so now let's continue. So go down to that index.html again, the source code we have. So I want to also make sure that we copy out the body and add it to our home.html, understand? So here's where the body starts from, this header. So you're going to copy down to where we have to the part before the footer, understand? So you're going to just keep copying to the part before the footer. So just copy and stop here. So you're going to say Ctrl C, copy, and we're going to go down to the, what was it called again, to our photo app, open the template folder, and we have photo app. So we're going to open the home.html, and now we are simply going to paste what we copied in between this block tag, understand? So we're going to paste it there, Ctrl V. So now let's see how it looks like. So refresh this page. So you can see everything is here, but it's not looking beautiful. So this is where our static files comes in. So I'm going to show you how to add the CSS to make this look super beautiful. So okay, before we proceed, I'd love to introduce you to a web hosting platform called Bluehost. So Bluehost is a web hosting platform and also a website builder, understand? So they have excellent features, understand? So you can see for their shared hosting plan, you can see it's at $2.75 per month, and also for your first year you'll be given a free domain name registration, a free SSL certificate. You can see these are awesome features, understand? So Bluehost is really awesome. If you want to start a blog, you can, I simply recommend Bluehost for you because they have excellent features, super great features. You can read more about them. So to continue to Bluehost, use my link in the description, understand? So if you use my link I'm very likely to get some commission. So to support your boy Clinton, use my link if you want to purchase a Bluehost plan. Understand? So let's continue the video. So now after we've done, so now our next plan now is to add is CSS and JavaScript. Understand? So we have configured our static files already, but we've not added the CSS to it. Understand? So I'm going to go down to this folder where we have our source code again. So I'm going to make this quite big so you can see what I'm doing here. So now this is the folder. So this is the index page you copied from. So these are the CSS styles, and this is a JavaScript instance, the script instance. So now I'm going to open this folder, copy this style. So copy this, copy. So I'm going to copy it now and go down to my Django project, which is in my document folder, and the name of the Django project is called photo. So I'm going to look for where we have photo here. Photo, where are you? So I'm going to open photo now. So here's photo. So open the static folder in photo, open the CSS folder. So I'm going to paste what I copied, paste. It's there now. So now I'm going to go down past my downloads where I have the source code to our template. I'm going to also copy the JavaScript this time. We have the JS, so copy the script tag, copy the script file. So I'm going to copy it now. Go down to documents again, to my photo app, to my photo Django project called photo. So now here it is now. So open the static folder again, and I'm going to paste that just right inside here. So paste. So everything is there now. Go down to your VS Code now. So you open the static files, open your CSS, if you have stat.css. So open your JS, if you have script.js. So now we have our static files inside already now. So we want to configure these static files right now. So now we're going to do it. So before I proceed, I want to close down this index.html. This is actually the source code for the template, so I'm going to close it. So now before I proceed now, I'll have to connect these static files to my base.html. So you can see at the top here we have the styles. You can see we have the styles. So this is on the way Django recommends. Understand you get. So now this is how we're going to do it right now. So now first of all, we are going to add we're going to add curly braces. After we've done that, we're going to add a %sign at the beginning and also at the end. Okay, so now we're going to add the %sign both at the beginning of the curly brace and also at the end of the curly brace. Understand? So now I'm going to simply copy this stuff, Ctrl X, and paste in between this one. Understand? So we're going to remove this first one we have here. So add some space. You get. So after we've done that now, please sorry for the stuff. So first of all, what we have to do is we added some curly braces. We have to instance, so and after we have to add the % symbol instead of the curly braces instance. So actually this is where our CSS file is stored. Instead we have a folder called static, and the static folder, where are we again? In the static folder we have another folder called CSS, understand? And instead of the CSS folder we have another file called style.css. That's how it is instance. So what we have to do now is that we have to add a parent folder called static. So now we're going to add a parent folder called static. Now just simply say static. So that's it now. So after we've done that now, we're also going to make sure that this one we have here is inside of a single quotation. So inside of a single quotation instance. So okay, that's not it. So this is it now. You can see on the outside we're working with double quotes. So on the inside we're going to use a single quote. If you're using a single on the outside, make sure you're using a double on the inside. Understand? So now this is how we configure static files. Understand? So now first of all, to link to it now we have to put the curly braces, the % symbol on both sides. After that, you have to put a parent folder which is called static. After we did that now, so we are going to add the other folder which is called the CSS, and it's going to be instead of the single quotes. After we added the CSS, we're going to also add we're also going to add the content of that folder which is title.css instance, which is what we have here. So that's not ready. So I'm going to simply save our work, and for the JavaScript we'll do the same thing. JavaScript is at the bottom of the page. So here's our JavaScript. Okay, this is for the CDN. So I'm going to add the JavaScript now. Or we just simply, okay, so now JavaScript. Now this is how we're going to do the JavaScript now. So I'm going to show you how to do it now. So just put the script tag, script. You get, so I'll put the closing tag, script, and Now I'm going to put the source attribute src, which is equal to, so I'm going to put the double quotes. Now after we've done that, you're also going to put in the curly braces and the percent sign. Understand? So now what we're going to do now is that we're going to simply say static the parent folder. So that we're going to also put this single quotes, and I'm going to put what we called it what again? We called it JS. Understand? We called it JS. You're going to call it JS slash script.js. So that's it now. So everything should be working fine now. We've configured our static files for the CSS and the bottom for our JavaScript. Understand? So save your work now. Go down to the page again. So refresh this page. Everything should look beautiful. Understand? So let's see. Oh, there's a template error. Okay, after we've done this, I forgot. After we've done this, we need to add. So we need to add a tag at the top of the page. Understand? You know, we added some. So we need to add a tag at the top of the page. So just come to the top of the page here, and just simply say, put this curly braces and put the percent sign. Just simply say load static. So everything should be fine. So save your work and refresh this page once more. It's loading, so it's going to be done very soon. As you can see, our ugly page is now looking beautiful. In this time, you can see it's looking beautiful. Everything is fine. Everything is looking good now. Again, everything is looking beautiful. Okay, so now this is for static files in Django. So in the next video, we're gonna see. So take care. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, share, and like this video. So see you in the next video.